This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Richard, I know the big story in your camp has been the addition of Bradley Shaw to this Arkansas Razorback football team. How big of a get was that for Arkansas getting the top 100 linebacker over the last couple days?
Obviously big. He's a guy that Arkansas had been recruiting for quite some time. He officially visited in June, and he visited unofficially for the BYU game. And I always heard that Arkansas was definitely in the running, and I know as the season went on, people were kind of doubting that would be the case, but kept checking sources and kept hearing good things. And I remember Bradley's not a guy that to do a lot of interviews, and I talked to him after the BYU game, and obviously that was a loss, but his enthusiasm for the program and the coaches and what he saw as far as the atmosphere at the game, you could tell he was excited about Arkansas, and it ultimately came down to Arkansas and Clemson, and Arkansas won out. Travis Williams, super good relationship with Bradley, along with Bradley had a lot of respect for Coach Pittman also. And you also have to give some credit to Scott Fountain, the special teams coordinator who recruits Alabama. He helped recruit Bradley along with Jake Trump, the assistant linebackers coach. All four had something to do with him being a Razorback.
Richard, when you look at the high school class relative to the transfer class, we know that the transfer class is always going to be ranked higher than what Arkansas can bring out of high school. Who else do you think Arkansas is in the running for right now in the transfer portal, maybe that Razorback fans need to keep an eye on at this point?
There's a few people that I feel like that they're on, but I don't know if it's right time to put the names out. Usually what you do when you're talking about portal guys, unless the portal guys put out that they're visiting or whatever, a schools like to keep that kind of quiet. Why? Because there's about 100 other schools, and I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I mean there's a ton of schools, especially positions of need that are always trying to get those kids to visit within a 2, 3, 4 week period, and they're being bombarded by schools. And whenever a kid says, "Hey, I'm going to go visit so and so at a certain time," they're being hit up by the other schools that haven't gotten a visit yet. So things are kind of on the low until, for the most part, most of them get on campus or get close to being on campus.
They don't want to give their competition the ammo to up the ante, and that's because you only got so much budget in this portal. You don't want someone running up the bid on you.
No, I mean, hey, you got to consider obviously NIL. There's no doubt about that. The recruiting nowadays, especially in the portal, is because the portal's almost become more important than what you sign. And from the high school class, you really have to be careful about how you recruit, and you guys were talking about Harbaugh at Michigan. Man, if I was him, I would be going to the NFL. I'm not going to lie to you. You don't have to recruit. You don't have to worry about NIL. You don't have to worry about the transfer portal. I can assure you, a lot of coaches are thinking about going to the NFL just because of those three things.
Yeah. Speaking of coaches on the move, as we talked to Richard Davenport on the McClarty-Daniel hotline, Ty was bringing up earlier, there's a football scoop report that Kenny Guyton may be of interest to the Wisconsin staff, and going up there, there's an opening there. And what would be your thoughts on Kenny Guyton leaving? What impact would that have on recruiting? And who would be some names maybe to be the future at that position for Arkansas staff?
Obviously, you could tell the guys on campus that they were tweeting about Andrew Armstrong, and some of those guys were talking about him and how much respect that they had for him. I think think he's a guy that, as far as relationships, especially on campus, you could tell the guys are going to really miss him if he does in fact go to Wisconsin. But he was a good recruiter. I think he was probably the best at recruiting at the portal level. If you looked at what happened last year, obviously not much going on right now, but that doesn't mean that some stuff would not have happened maybe in January or in the spring too. But it's not unusual, obviously, when you have coaches on your staff for 3 or 4 years, for them to look around and maybe look for other opportunities. So it's just the nature of the beast. Obviously, the guys on campus seem to be pretty upset about it, and a lot of respect for him. But at the same time, it's just part of college football.
Richard, what do you think about the potential change to the transfer portal? It's happening for this next season, 2024, 2025. You can transfer this semester, next semester, but the multi-transfer rule, that's not just applicable for graduate transfers, but now undergrads as well. What do you think about that change potentially coming to college sports?
That I think what I just said about Harbaugh going maybe to the NFL, I think that would kind of make coaches want to leave even sooner. Obviously, the coaches make good money. There's no doubt about it. But at the same time, there's even before the portal NIL, there was hardly ever any downtime for coaches. And then you throw in the portal and the NIL, and now the possibility that anybody can transfer without having to worry about sitting out a year. It's very discouraging to coaches who really look at recruiting as a relationship-based situation. It's becoming less of that because of the NIL. But then you have to try to recruit, keep the guys that you have on campus, and it's going to make it even more difficult to do that because when you're talking about 18, 19, 20-year-old kids and if things aren't going as well as they'd hoped, that just kind of opens up the door for them to maybe leave when things aren't going exactly the way they'd like for them to be.
Part of the thing you referenced, again, with college football coaches also having to deal with is opt-outs and guys entering the portal. Have you found yourself watching bowls, or it's because of the lack of players, the lack of talent that are actually participating? Is it a kind of a non-starter for you when it comes to bowl season?
It's discouraging. I'll be honest with you, with the direction college football is going. I think it turns off some people, and it's kind of lost I've kind of lost the luster for the game a little bit. Don't get me wrong, I still watch it. I still love college football. But all the things surrounding it's just a total mess right now, and I think it's not only just unappealing to older fans, but even younger fans. It's a total free agency that, especially the multi-year transfer rule that looks like it's going to take place with the federal judge in West Virginia, unless it gets overturned or something like that. There's so much chaos with college football, and it just for the average fan, I think it does kind of lessen the love for the game, even though it's still very, very popular.
Richard, you get anything great for Christmas this year that you're really admiring here the day or two after the holiday?
I really admired having a couple of days off from the portal, and that was my Christmas present. I'm not going to lie to you. When after Friday, the last day of the sign-in period, you figure the portal's going to die down at least for a couple of days until obviously January 3rd through the 7th when they can have kids on campus. I was just looking forward to the couple of days where I thought it was going to be kind of a little bit of a slow period, and it was.
BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.